Previously, on the Advancius server. So in order to make Andrew's bridge work, I would have to cut it right there and have it slope upwards. So instead of using water and lava to push the mobs around, I am using a series of flying machines to push the items, well, not items, the mobs down into a 1x1 chute. Since I did like redstone like this without being in a time lapse. I kind of enjoy this. I'm thinking auto crafter setup right here, and it was crafting TNT up until the machine blew itself up. And shut up, I don't have a problem. What's going on? My name is Jaroks, and welcome back to the Advancius Skyblock Survival Let's Play. Ooh, we had a busy last episode. We managed to get ourselves our mob farm built behind me, and I also kind of want to explain a few things here. I'm not sure if I went and showed it off the last episode, but I may or may not have modified this on or off camera. I forget if I showed this or not, but I had to move the collection system up closer to the spawners, because if we were to stand down on the platform on the where the quartz is, the spawners above would be unloaded, therefore not spawning any mobs. And as it stands right now, this block is the bare minimum that I need to spawn at least these 4 directly above me. I'm not sure if it's going to spawn the others, but as it stands right now, it's only spawning creepers, witches, wither skeletons, and zombies. I'm guessing the sheep spawned because I was close up to the top there earlier, and the sweepers just pushed it in the end. But everything's still working good. I say that and then, oh, this is embarrassing. So this usually happens whenever the chunks get unloaded, but it's just a simple fix of putting something on the observers to activate them, and no harm, no foul. And the only problem down here is that those pushers are out of sync, which can easily be fixed with a push of a button that I have programmed. If we go down here, go up here, and press this button here, that will reset the pushers so that they are in sync. This was a very stupid farm design. I'm about to get pushed here. It was very stupid, very silly, but I needed a way to push the mobs into a 1x1 kill chamber without the use of water. Also, last episode I mapped out where I want to be building Andrew's bridge up to my island here, because at some point I'm going to be building downwards, and this here is going to be an underground portion of the base. I'm not 100% sure on how well this is going to be, because I'm probably going to have to make this go out further, and I may actually end up... Actually, I don't know. I sincerely don't know. That's gonna be fun to build. It's definitely gonna be a good long time lapse. I might actually stream it when that time comes. But as of right now, I'm going to take out this part of the bridge going all the way up to the glass, and when I go down here, I'm going to start going gradually moving upwards. Enjoy this time lapse. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I got a little ahead of myself here, and, ignore my cluttered builder's inventory syndrome. I did not mean to grab those with the roses and nearly threw them. My plan went perfectly. A little too perfectly. I actually had a few extra blocks to spare, so it wasn't a full, like, straight shot to the door. We had enough blocks to have like a small landing right here, which works out perfectly in our favor. And it's an easy climb and it's an easy decline. But even though we still have slash fly, it's still nice to have a walkway to just take a walk and smell that fresh nethery air. But yeah, I built this bridge, and then I also went ahead and built a special entrance way, I guess. It's just something to pass through. I really serves no purpose other than just for decoration. 1 second. So, as it stands for right now, we got the bridge done, and since we have the weaponsmith job through slash jobs, you can see here I am currently level 34 in weaponsmith. However, that gives us the opportunity to buy warhammers from slash gems. But here's our problem. Warhammers cost 800 gems each. And currently, I only have 4,924 gems on screen here. So, that means if we need to get a lot of warhammers, we're gonna need a lot of gems. So that means we're gonna be doing this again. We're gonna be going to the dungeons, grinding mobs, getting the gems we need for the warhammers. Let's get to it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, we have completed that little segment. However, I feel like I should start doing events more, I feel. And, right now, there is a dungeon mob slaying event, and definitely want to jump in on the action here and try to get as many kills as possible, and hopefully at least get the number 1 or 2 spot. Anyway, so what I pretty much did for the gems is I ran a few gem boosters for 20 minutes, and that's how long I basically recorded for there. And doubling my gems here was pretty. That's pretty much what I did. It was a ×3 multiplier, giving me 18 gems per kill in the top dungeon. Now, at some point here soon, I'm going to be doing a bunch of wither fights, because I want to start putting beacons around the base. Mostly for aesthetic, but also for functional reasons too. Like, I would like to have strength 2 when killing mobs. I want to have permanent speed 2, jump boost 2, the works really. Is it me, or are the zombie villagers smaller? That is one thing I noticed that is different with this season, is that a lot of the dungeon mobs have been updated with their sizing. Like, for example, well, skeletons have stayed the same. I noticed that husks and wither skeletons are like double their usual size. If one spawns, I can show you. Like right here. Like that is a big chunky boy right there. Hell yeah. What's that? That weekly? Woo! Got another sponge, let's go! Wow, Jake, dog, I see you with the 59 kills. It's a lot better if the monsters weren't teleporting away. Dude just died as soon as it hit me. Which doesn't make sense, because I don't think I'm running thorns. No thorns on my gear, so I don't know how that guy died when he punched me. And event's over! Force event's active. Well, I'm not gonna be able to participate in that. Oh, so looks like the guy gave up at 37 kills. Well, that's good enough for me. I'll take it. More sponges for the shrine. Now that gave us about another 1,000 gems, which is really good, especially since we just did a quest as well during that event. I think it's time to start buying some more hammers. Although I should clear out my inventory more. Cool, got some more spawners. Definitely gonna need these spawners for later this episode. Because I want to start working on my forge for experience. Ooh, Skyblock boss soon, okay. But, it's gonna be right here next to the main grinder, but I'm probably going to have 2 AFK spots just in case. Of course he did. Anyway. So, previous seasons, as I stated in probably the first episode of the series, we had minions, but unfortunately they got rid of those for this season. Why? I don't know. But instead, we will be... Well, actually, I mean, it's something I wanted to try anyway, but Macy beat me to it. And, I'll go over to her area and explain what the whole situation. Alright, fellas, so currently we are hanging out here at Macy's pad, and this is kind of like what I'm going to be building, except in a more compact scenario. So she has, I got her animal spawner here, her pig spawner, and it's going to be our smeltable item. And as you can see, it's being fed in. And because we are in the Nether, we do not have a renewable fuel source like we would when we had minions. We'd be using the blazes, and that is going to be fueling the furnace, feeding the machine. And I'm just going to empty one of the middle ones here for now, but as you can see, works really great. Works really great, and that is what we are going to be attempting to build this episode. But we're not going to just use pig spawners, we're going to using all of the animal spawners. All the animal spawners we can get our hands on. And just so we have no waste. I don't want to have any spawners sitting around. So the more spawners we have, the better. I hope I explained that really good. But before we do all that, we gotta deal with some warhammers. And before I do with warhammers, basically, I apologize for this. I'm just gonna be taking all this experience. Don't mind me. I'll get you back. Okay, so warhammers, 800 per. I'm just going to buy out as many as my gems will allow me to buy out. So... okay, so that gives me a total, I think I counted 12. Nope, 11. Okay. So this is my Warhammer. I'm not going to be selling that. I'm going to be selling all of these. Now, I need to run over to James's area because that's where he has all of his villagers, and we need to trade with them so we can get all the books we need. Okay, so I need 11 Unbreaking 3 books, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, I burned through a stack of emerald blocks. Holy crap. And one more for good luck. Okay, 11 of these mending books. 5, 10, 11. And I'll put these emeralds in here since I borrowed from James. Now I think we can start combining some books at our workshop area. Okay, that is unfortunate. We burned through most of our XP levels already, and we haven't even started putting these onto the warhammers yet. Here goes nothing. I'll enchant what I can. Jeez, only 3 of them? That's not good. Well, might as well make them all netherite. And 1 to spare! We're wonderful, just wonderful. Okay, so I saw on the auction house in older transactions that some default warhammers, particularly 1 or 2 sold by our friend California James, he sold for 5 million each, which I feel like that's pretty good, but since we enchanted it, I'm probably going to up the price to maybe 10 million per. I feel like that's fair, especially since it's you know, if you know, you know. I know this was definitely my thing last season, selling warhammers, and I would not mind doing this again. We just gotta get our hands on more smithing templates, and we should be in good business. Okay, now that we have our warhammers listed, I think we should start building the forge up, and that way we can finish enchanting the rest of our warhammers, and hopefully next episode, not next season. I almost said next season. No. God, what's my train of thought again? I got to build a forge. I got to enchant my warhammers. But the enchanting will happen next season once I get enough experience in a forge I'm going to be building right now. Enjoy! Holy crap. This thing was just annoying to build. I can't believe I got a functioning forge unit in the Nether. Oh, how am I gonna explain this thing other than it being an abomination to everything I've ever created before? Like, to be fair, everything I've made so far has been nothing but an abomination, but I love it all the same. It took me like 3 or 4 times to build this thing. Like, I had it built before, and I had a lot of trouble like with the hoppers and the blazes spawning and stuff like that, so I literally tore the whole thing down and had to rebuild it again from scratch. And that's what you guys saw in that time-lapse footage. But as you can see, I got all my furnaces running. But there's a bit of a problem, you see. There's lots of backflow problems with this thing, and I don't know how to really fix that other than just let it be, you know. Because as it stands, this thing is running a little too well, but I will never run out of smeltables because these guys will always keep on spawning. Now, here's what the thing that I had to figure out. I decided that I was also going to use sheep's wool for a fuel source as well, because for a little while I was having trouble trying to get my blazes to spawn, and what had happened was I had the blaze spawner on the ground, and I'm guessing there's like a plugin on the server that prevents spawner mobs from spawning when a player spawned mob is nearby. Hence the iron golems, which I spawned myself. But I found a loophole by just moving it up a couple blocks that seemed to fix my problem. And now I'm getting lots of blazes. Unfortunately, why they're getting stuck there, I have no idea. But What the hell? I didn't realize the backlog went this far. Oh my goodness. I actually might need to, I'm gonna relocate this chest here, because I don't want to be picking up any of the items over there. So I'll just put a chest there, right underneath the spawner, and it should also pick up the blaze rods. Yes, they picked up the blaze rods. And screw it, I'll just put everything in there. Even though it'll probably take a very long time to get to the smelter, if it even gets to the smelters. But, oh my god. I'm just glad it's built. I'm just glad it's built. The only thing I need to do now is craft some levers, which that can be done real quick here. I don't necessarily need a stack of levers, but screw it. I can now start placing these down. And I can get XP from all of basically all the cooked mutton that's in here. Man, this is crazy. I'm honestly debating on putting an auto sell chest in here because of how crazy these mobs are spawning. It's insane. It's really insane. But it's... Oh, God. Look at all that mutton. Look at all that mutton. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I got some extra auto sell chests here. I'm gonna just punch this rabbit. And just auto sell stuff for now until I can actually clear out this backlog. That's my fix for now. I wonder if it'll pick up some of the cow meat. That's one. Okay, so it does. And so when this chest is full, this chest will pick up everything else. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it like that. We had a pretty good episode, I think, so far. Yesterday, which in real life, not in this video. Well, real life in this video. God, I'm terrible at this. I'm really terrible at this. You guys know I crafted, well, I created 3 Warhammers to sell on the auction house. Guess what? They sold. Now, it doesn't look like that because I'm broke again, but I logged on this morning, I had $41 million, which I spent about $14 million on cheap spawners, like an idiot. But I needed the wool, man, I really needed the wool. But I also bought 5 more villager spawners to put into the main grinder, which is helping me get more money. $85,000 per 4-minute pool, which is pretty good. It's better than where we were. I remember when we were only making like a couple hundred a pull. It varies. It varies. It really does. But however, I think that's gonna wrap things up for this episode because I really don't know what else to do here, and we've been running for a little while now. So if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below anything you want to see in any future videos, because you never know. I might just end up doing it. Y'all have a fantastic day, evening, or night, whenever you decide to want to watch this video. And peace out. This is Jaroks signing off. Bye-bye.